Have you ever seen a picture that makes you stop, look again, and wonder what is the real story behind this? That is exactly what happens when people come across photos of Stella Stevens. Not because they are loud or flashy, but because they feel quiet, strong, and yes, completely honest. And in one of her most talked about photo shoots, she went bare. No fancy makeup. No costumes. Just Stella. Raw. Real. And still beautiful. So what was really going on? Let us find out. She was born as Estelle Eggleston in Yazoo City, Mississippi, but the world came to know her as Stella Stevens, actress, model, and a woman with a presence that made people turn their heads. When she started out, she did not come from fame. She worked hard. She went from being a single mother to being on the big screen. That did not just happen by luck. People first noticed her because she looked different from other stars. Her eyes had that look, calm, but curious. Her smile was soft, but strong. She was not just another pretty face. She had something special, something you could feel in her photos, not just see. But then came a photo shoot that made headlines. This time, she did not wear heavy makeup. She did not dress up. No bright colors. No fancy background. She went bare. Not just in skin, but in spirit. It was her way of saying, "This is me." No filter. No mask. Just me. And for many people, that made her more beautiful than ever. When people think of beauty, they often imagine perfect hair, bright clothes, shiny lips, but Stella showed that beauty can also mean honesty. It can mean being brave enough to be real. Because let us be honest, it is not easy to show the world your true self, especially when the world expects you to be perfect all the time. That is why those pictures mattered. She was showing something important that you do not need to hide to be seen. And guess what? People noticed. Not just fans. Not just photographers. Even other stars started saying how bold that shoot was. It was not about being shocking. It was about being human. And in that moment, Stella Stevens became more than a star. She became a mirror, showing people it is okay to just be themselves. She still laughed. She still made jokes. She still showed up every day, ready to work. But she no longer tried to be what people wanted her to be. She had found her own way. Now, let us look closer at those photos, really look. Notice the little lines around her eyes? That is not something to hide, that is a sign she lived, laughed, and cried. Notice the calm in her face? That is confidence, not loud, but deep. That is why these pictures still get attention now. They feel real. And in a world full of filters, that is rare. Some fans said, she looked the most beautiful when she was not trying. Others said, that photo shoot helped me accept my own skin. Is that not amazing? A single photo, no makeup, no costume, made people feel better about themselves. That is the power of honesty. That is the power of Stella. She continued to live life on her own terms. Even as she got older, she stayed true to who she was. No plastic image. No pretending. And in that way, she never faded. She simply changed, like everyone does. But the pictures, especially those pictures, still remain. Because they were not just about how she looked. They were about who she was. So next time you see a photo like that, do not just look at the face. Look at the story behind it. Look at the courage it takes to show up as yourself. Because that is beauty. And Stella Stevens showed it best. Real beauty does not need a mask. Stella knew that. And now, so do we.